Tips for reading rare book dealers' descriptions if you're looking for the perfect copy to add to your book collection. The condition part of a rare book dealer's description is often where people get caught up because there's a lot of jargon in there. Today I'm going to show you 3 examples of how this jargon gets formed. When it comes to condition, oftentimes the vocabulary used is referring to the way that a book was damaged. For example, a very common way for a book like this to have been damaged is from exposure to sunlight. You see how this part is actually faded as opposed to the red here. It's supposed to be this brilliant red, and then it fades to this orange. This occurs through the exposure to sunlight, and so you will often see dealers call it spine sunned. They're referring to the fact that it has faded through exposure to sunlight. Now let's take this jacket off and look at the book itself. Now I can see that these corners are what we would call bumped. That they're a little pushed in. That's how the damage occurs. They get bumped, from being pulled off the shelf or from hitting into things. These are the extremities of a binding. The extremities are the things that run into things. So you'll see corners bumped, spine ends bumped. That is the look you're expecting when someone says corners bumped. Finally, a word you see a lot that might seem a little vague but is referring to how the damage occurred is shelf wear. Oftentimes when you're pulling a book off shelf, there might be some incidental wear, especially over time if it's pulled off the shelf many times. So you might see a little bit more wear on the bottom edge, for example. Or even here, would you see we have a little bit of soil there at the edge of the text block? All of this is qualified as shelf wear, the type of very small, minor types of flaws that occur from just the book being moved along the shelf. These are all pretty minor infractions. This is a fairly nice copy, but now you know that in many condition descriptions, the vocabulary used is for the nature of the damage. So if you're trying to figure out what a word means, then just think about how the book moves in space. After all, Rare Books is all about considering these books as objects, is it not? As historical artifacts.